Hi, this is Bob again. I wanted to show you something I was playing with, a foam lifter, but what you see in the camera now is a paper lifter. It has a 45-degree bottom cone. It's only about 3 inches in diameter, and the top cone is not. There is no top cone. It's a flat plate. The edges are rolled down, but it lifts just fine. Now it'll hold. When the charge gets high enough, it'll sustain itself. And as long as I have the Van de Graaff running, it'll stay there. And it'll drop as the machine's off. It dissipates. And this only weighs about somewhere between 2 and 3 grams tops. I doubt if it much more than 2. I never weighed it for some reason. I don't see any. I didn't, because if I weigh them and everything, I always identify it, write it right on it. In fact, I didn't even put any pressure relief hole in it. I noticed that too. So, well, anyhow, that's a paper cone, and the only reason I'm showing that is because of comparative size and weight of what I'm going to show you next. I'm going to remove this little cone. I know you didn't see it, but I always discharge the dome before I make these changes, because these plates will retain their charge for quite a while. Enough to make you take notice. All right, I was going to explain this, show you a little more. This is just a foam. It's just packing foam. I think a computer came in it. It doesn't matter what came in it, but you understand, it happens to be bluish in color. And what I've done is I shaped it like a teardrop best I could. And I cut it by hand with a razor blade knife, a real sharp knife. Just took my time and whittled it out. Then I bore a hole in the center, and I took a plastic straw to keep the center bore nice and smooth, so it would move up and down on the support shaft. I inserted this straw. Hold the camera. There you go. Anyways, that keeps it nice and smooth so it won't drag. And then I added, these are toothpicks. I cut down and trimmed. I hope you can see that. I'm going to move it around, hopefully slow enough. And it's like little legs. There's 3 of them. Now I'm going to set that on the support shaft, drop it down to the lower plate. Now it will lift it, but it's not a great lifter. But this weighs a little bit more, actually, than the paper cone one that I was just demonstrating, that you saw work. And you see it's a very flat top. There's just nothing and flat will work fine. If you have a real high angle bottom cone, it will. But I have made pretty shallow on the paper disc, and they will work. They don't seem to perform as well. The big key into the paper lifters seems to be that they really love the bottom cone angle. The steeper the angle, the better they like it. Well, you can see I have on the teardrop there is a very, very steep angle, and it's not perfectly round or anything. The thing I've done is I can move the toothpick legs in and out, so I can make it sit on the 3 legs. Okay, we're going to try this. See if it's going to lift it. I may have the top plate too high. Oh, it's trying to. There it goes. And it'll just hold it there. And This is, I believe it's a closed foam. Closed cell foam. It may not be considered that, but it reacts different than the, as far as taking on a charge and how they charge than the paper disc lifters. This little lifter takes a while for it to charge up, but there it goes. And though you can touch it and everything, it won't discharge on you, but it'll hold one internally. I believe it's holding a charge and for quite a while. It'll eventually climb up. Maybe it'll just hover there. That may happen. I don't know if you can hear it, but you can hear the discharge's crackling sound. And you may notice, you see the high tension lead going to the top plate. See how that is changing in strength because of the ionization between the top and bottom plate, and the lifter is varying, and when there it's pretty steady now because I've had it on. Now we'll see how long it stays up. But I just wanted to show you that there's a different shapes and styles you can try, play with materials. Like this is just a plastic packing foam. I couldn't even tell you what it exactly made of. I charge it pretty good because it is not coming down. Not anytime soon, I guess. It'll eventually dissipate. I think there she goes. And but I wanted to show you something. There's a reason why I have to use the toothpick legs, and I really don't know why, but I'm going to show you the difference. Everything discharged, I hope, and I've got exactly this is the same thing without the tooth. I could put toothpick. I have had toothpick legs on this, but I pulled them out for a reason because I wanted to show you something. I'm going to put this down on. It's the same thing, same shape, roughly, very close to it. These aren't perfect because I whittled them out out of a block of foam and tried to shape them best I can. It does have the plastic tube in the center. And I'm going to put that down even close. I think that's even closer than the other. I don't have a mark. I never mark them because the reason I don't mark them, I'd have marks all over the support shaft because I run so many different sizes, style, and they all vary a little bit, so I change this top plate at will. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, I have it on. I don't know if you can hear the Van de Graaff, but it's a running. And it won't lift. You see that? It's just sitting there. Now, it is taking a charge, because watch this. I'm going to take my insulated pointer here. I'm going to put it up. See, it wants to hold it at the top. There, it is holding. Yeah, it won't stay there. It was the other day. Maybe the plate is too high up. There we are. You see? It'll hold it, but it won't lift it. That dropped. But you can hear the crackling. And if you look real, I know you can see. Can you see how? See, as I bring because it's metal, it tracks it. That's the power. That's the high tension positive charge going into the top plate. But the neat thing is, let me find my control here. I'm going to shut the Van de Graaff off. I think we're running around 60. I think it's less than that. I think it's in the mid 50s on a percent scale, which is fine. Mid 50s is like anything under 65. You can run, especially the Van de Graaff. I think I mentioned it in another video. It's not real good to run your Van de Graaff when it's over 70 degrees. I don't like to run it above when it's over 65, and I'll tell you why. Because it's not that the machine won't work. It will do a fine job. The problem is it deteriorates the generator belt in the Van de Graaff. You shorten the life of the belt, and so that's why I don't recommend, and even the manufacturer does not recommend using it either. But here I put the other lifter. Now remember, it's the same size, same weight, same shape, but this one has the 3 little toothpick legs. Now, provided I got close enough, we'll see if it'll lift. There it goes. It goes up in stages. Sometimes it lifts all the way, and I'm going to leave it on. It'll build up enough. There it goes. See? It won't lift much higher than that. In fact, that's pretty good. It's about an 1.25 inch lift. Now, I don't know. The lift is not the same ratio as like the paper lifters. They will lift their radius, or half the diameter of the disc. But that rule with this foam, it don't seem to matter, because you can see that the entire diameter is roughly 1.75 inches tops, and it's lifting a good 1.25 inches anyhow, maybe 1.5 inches. That might be stretching it a tad, and I'm not going to reach in there with a metal and measure it either. I could do it statically though with a machine on, but I just wanted you to see how neat that can be. So we're going to put that on the, I'm going to load that up to the channel, and this being, what is it? It's May. This is May already. May 14th, 2012. And if you have any comments or any questions, yeah, just post them there below the video, and I'll see if I can help you with it, or we can scratch our head together on this. Talk to you later. Bye. There.